Queue times suck, but some of you in the comments have asked me how to get these amazing queue times. So here's everything you need to know to rank up in solo queue, because that's all I've ever done because I don't have friends who play this game with me. The first tip applies to both solo queuing and queuing with others. Always play a T-Hunt first. Start on normal, turn your gun to one tap, and work on hitting only headshots. The reason this is preferred over playing a quick match or an unrated is because it gets you accustomed to flicking the heads faster. There are more enemies, so more practice. It teaches you crosshair placement. And you can do a couple of them in the time it would take you to do one quick match or unrated. It's important to take your time and always be hitting the head. Nobody will be watching you play, so there's no pressure if you miss, and the goal is to only use one shot per enemy. As it becomes easier, you can ramp up the difficulty, and if this doesn't really suit you, there are other aim trainers. The one I use when I'm bored at 3 AM sedating my nightcore addiction is mouse accuracy, which is an in-browser aim trainer. The second tip in fear of sounding pessimistic is always go into solo queue expecting to 1v9. Don't rely on your team, but instead give them so much support that they could literally be brain dead and still win the game. If you die, watch cameras and give callouts. Pinging on cameras is never really a good thing unless your teammate's going for a wallbang. There's no reason you should ever be watching your teammates play. In a game of information, the more eyes you have on the map, the better. On top of this, playing things like Finka and Capcan, who both have extremely high win rates even in plat and above, can further help support your team. The next thing not many players seem to understand is the idea of pick or ban. The reason ban phase is in the game is so that you can get rid of the operator that you think is going to be your biggest problem. If you think that's Thatcher, then you're saying that Jackal is easier to play against than Thatcher, and you should expect to see a Jackal every round on the enemy team. Hacking is toxic. Picking an operator because of the plastic wrap they bring isn't. The last thing I'm going to talk about specifically for solo queue is being able to deal with the people, whether they're on your team or the enemy team. Say good luck and have fun in chat, but then immediately mute the text chat. Half of Rainbow is a mind game, and if you get tilted because of something the enemy team says, you're going to make a dumb play. On top of that, if your team is toxic, mute them as well. Don't ever encourage the toxicity, and the likelihood they give callouts after being toxic is very low anyway. Furthermore, if you do get 4-0'd by the enemy, or you have a toxic team, or your team throws, or just a couple teammates are bad, do a round of T-Hunt before you queue again. That way you won't be put in that same queue rotation, and you'll have different people the next time you play. Having a good roam, or being able to clear a roam, in a bronze or iron game can make or break a round. This is because of the lack of information and team coordination that happens in these ranks. Due to poor droning or callouts from team members on cams, it's very easy to pick off and waste time forcing the enemy team to find you while roaming. Remember, the goal of roaming isn't to get multiple kills, but rather to waste time and force opponents to use resources in finding and killing you. Map knowledge is key in roaming, and also while clearing out a roam. Being able to understand callouts as well as being able to give those same callouts is important. If you don't know the callouts to a room, the name of the room will always be on your compass, or as a general rule, you can look at the color of the room or the major thing in the room and make the callout based on that. For example, blue bar, yellow stairs, gong, security. While learning when to push or rotate when roaming is something that takes time and varies game to game, here are some of my preferred pathings. For starters, we're going to be playing Clubhouse, defending the CCTV cache bomb site, and we're going to start the round by sitting in blue watching janitor closet window in case of a rush. If the enemy team is pushing the garage and CC wall, we're going to defend the bottom of red stairs by sitting in janitors, and if they start to plant, this is also going to give us the ability to stop the plant from below as well. If they do decide to push the other side of the map, we're going to rotate through basement and instead push up bedroom stairs and get the flank off there. Next on coastline, defending the hookah bomb site, we're going to start the round off by playing an office, watching the office and blue bar rush. Throughout the round, we're going to rotate into blue bar. Playing here is going to allow us to watch cool vibes and defend sunrise as well. And because of where we are, we can also stop the plant from below. However, if the enemy team decides to push from bedroom or luggage, we can also rotate up white stairs to get the flank off. And lastly, playing on the map consulate on the garage bomb site, we're going to start the round off by watching the archives hatch drops. If it is a backside push, we're going to rotate into archives and watch the bottom of spiral and Visa stairs from there. If they do decide to push garage, we're going to rotate up either set of stairs and work our way towards the piano, where we can then watch white van from above to deny the plant. On defense, I'd recommend playing Kavera, as her ability to be extra stealthy makes her an easy way to learn to roam. Coupling this with the bonus of being able to interrogate makes her a nightmare for disorganized comps. And then on offense, if he's not banned, I'd recommend playing Jackal, as his ability helps clear out roamers, but if he is banned, Nomad stops roams altogether and has no definitive counter currently, so she's always a viable pick. Being able to play an objective from either above or below can increase your ability to win in a silver game dramatically. In fact, there are many objectives that are more viable to be played from directly above or below. For instance, Workshop on Border is generally played with 2 or 3 people above. Do be careful while playing on a different floor than the site. While this can be vital to winning, having no rotation back onto site can be the reason you lose. Hatches are a key feature to this rotation. Going back to the Workshop example, there are 2 hatches that, if people are playing upstairs, are left unreinforced and often open. This is so that players can retake the site if the bomb does get planted. And here are some of my favorite spots to play vertically both on offense and defense. To start things off, on Border, you can deny the rush plan on archives from below by opening up the floor in Workshop. You can do the same thing with the default plant spot as well. While defending security, the window plant can be stopped by opening above and CCTV to get a long angle on the bottom of the window. On attack, you can get rid of anyone playing the half wall without even entering the building by throwing a nade through the window on the first floor. Along with this, anyone bandit tricking the armory wall can also be stopped by opening up the floor below the main door. On Coastline, both of Hookah's default plant spots can be countered from below, first in Blue Bar and then in Sunrise Bar. Playing Penthouse, you can defend Master Bed Wall from below in the kitchen to stop any hard breacher. On attack, if there's anyone playing behind Aqua Bar, you can open up the ceiling in Office to force them out. When the enemy team is playing Hookah, you can stop their site rotation by opening up the floor by the hatch in Sunrise. Get rid of a mirror strat in Theater, you can open up the floor in Reception. And lastly, on Coastline, you can defend the default plant for Kitchen by opening up the bedroom floor and bathroom wall, and then playing from above. On defense, I'd recommend playing Pulse, as his heartbeat sensor is a nice assist to playing above or below site, and he has a C4 to make plant denial even easier. And on offense, I'd recommend learning Buck, as a skeleton key makes it easy to open up holes in the floor and ceiling. If Buck isn't your thing though, Sledge is an alternative, however he is less versatile. Being objective oriented makes Gold a breeze. A lot of people in Gold have this idea that KD matters and that aim is better than brain, and this is a very exploitable mindset. Play from below after planting the defuse, stall them out with Zofia charges, echo the team while they're planting. Things that help your team win but aren't direct gunfights are key. There are a lot of trap operators that also work very well at stopping the rushes that are so common in Gold. While having decent aim is important to climbing, Rainbow is a game more about outsmarting your opponents than anything else. Playing supportive and being good at making reliable callouts for the rest of your team can win you games. Playing operators like Valkyrie, Capcan, and Maestro on defense all bring valuable utility to the team, and even if you're not the best shot, give you a range of support while dead. Things like Finka and Dokubi, Capitao, and Thatcher all give immense amounts of support and are very good at getting the plant down. Couple this with tips from the earlier ranks and you'll be able to climb quickly in no time. But with that, hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, that sub button's looking spicy. We're over halfway to 1,000 subs, and I'm
Smile for the camera.